So, I've been asked a handful of times by all sorts of different people, why did you guys leave Cressy? So, my dad had been at Cressy and Everett for 34 years. I had been there for 8.5 years. While we were there, we were one of the top producers. So we were the number one in regards to number of properties sold, units sold, and number of listings sold. We were super happy there. Honestly, I have a ton of respect for Cressy. I love a ton of people who are still there. But we had an opportunity come up, right? So this whole journey started by us hiring a real estate coach about a year ago, so towards the end of 2021. And one of the things he had us do was check your expenses. What are you spending money on? Where's most of that money going? He said, and start with your broker. So this is an exercise I had never done before. I was super happy with our setup at Cressy. Throughout the years, we had multiple offices reach out to us. We met with some offices even just to hear what they had to say in regards to splits and what their fees would be to be affiliated with their brokerage. And we were super happy at Cressy. Honestly, we were. So our coach asked us, after we dove into what our fees were, our expenses were with Cressy, the question he really stressed on us, and that really led us to the decision we made, was, what's your 5-year plan? In 5 years, which option is going to position you better, right? So that caused us to take a step back and really analyze, where does this make sense? Where do we want to be in 5 years? I'd love for my dad to retire within the next 5 years. So that's flowing inside my mind as to opportunities in front of us. So we dove into that conversation with Cressy. They were able to kind of rework things, so it was an even better opportunity for us to stay at Cressy, but they still could not match the opportunity that eXp placed before us. So what was that opportunity? And why is it important? And especially if you're another agent, why should you take the time to analyze where you're at? Why should you take the time to figure out your 5-year plan? Where do you want to be? What kind of income do you want to be making? What are those goals? Do you want to be working less hours? Do you want to have more time with your family? Do you want to have more structure in place? Do you want to be making X number of dollars per year? What is that? What's important for you? I think that's really important for y'all to think through and really consider. So for us, as we dove into this, first we started with commission splits and fees. So eXp has a phenomenal setup from a fee and commission standpoint. I'm actually making money by being at eXp versus between my dad and I paying Cressy and Everett 6 figures a year. And that blew my mind that it was even possible to do that. So that was an important piece to us, right? As we're thinking our 5-year plan, me personally, I want to create time and financial freedom to spend more time with my family, to go on missions, to serve other people. Now we can serve people in our industry, and it's phenomenal. I get a ton of fulfillment through that, but there's a different need out there, right? I mean, serving people who have active holes in their roof and they're living in those kind of conditions for years. I want to go serve those people. So that's where my heart is. So I have a 5-year plan through that. And so that started this analysis. Okay. So commissions were huge, fees were huge, much better setup inside of eXp. It allows us to have more of that commission and in turn invest in our marketing for our sellers. It allows us to invest in our staff, and it also allows us to invest in our future. So that was a big piece to this. eXp has so many resources available from their training. They have live training going on every week. You have access to over 40,000 hours of training. So if I'm struggling with something, if I need to get more educated on a certain topic, or if I want to dive into a certain aspect of my business, I have the resources to do it, right? The structure inside of eXp is we're all owners of the company. So all the agents inside of eXp are part owner of that company. So what's unique about that is we all want each other to do well. Now, there's a level of that, I think, with most brokerages. I wanted my fellow agents at my last brokerage to be successful as well, but there's a different level of that, right? When I was asked to lead sales meetings, it's like, man, I struggle to kind of share the things that are working really well for me with even though they're in my brokerage, they're still my competition, right? Whereas at eXp, I'm part owner of that company. So I want you to do well. So I'm sharing more. There's more collaboration. I'm a part of a mastermind group with agents scattered all over the nation, all over the world, sharing their best stuff. I was just in a part of a mastermind group, and the first agent in the U.S. to ever sell a property over $100 million was one of our guest speakers, talking into luxury listings. That's a serious luxury agent. It's a crazy amount of money she made on that deal. But just the collaboration is an incredible piece to this equation. And then also we were able to partner with, I had been following a real estate coach through his podcast. This is not personally our coach, but had been following him for probably a year and a half. And then I saw him make a transition to eXp. And through his model, through his business model, by us partnering with him through eXp, I now have access to all his training, all his resources, his systems that were costing agents $22,000 a year to have access to. I now have that at my fingertips. If I needed to hire an admin, he has a whole system, a whole training on that process, and I have access to it. And it's all free. It's part of me being a part of this tribe inside of eXp, right? The next piece to the equation, and this is what really got my dad excited, was revenue share. So different brokerages like Keller Williams, which is the largest real estate brokerage, I believe, in the U.S., they have a 7-tiered system to compensate agents for helping grow the company, bringing other agents into Keller Williams. eXp followed that same type of model, but instead of profit share, so if your office was doing well and profitable, then you get a chunk or a referral from your broker by bringing other agents in. Right. So from a perspective here, one of the top agents doing that switched to eXp. He was making about $700 a month through the people he had brought in. With eXp, it's revenue share. Okay. So right off the top, you get a referral fee for agents you bring into the company. So for example, one agent, if I was to bring in one agent under me, I can make up to $2,800 a year off that agent. And it's not just a one-time thing. It's every single year that an agent produces, I get a referral fee. And that filters down 7 levels. So level number 2, I'd get $3,200 a year, then $1,200, then $800, etc. And all that filters down into residual income, which leads towards my goals, which leads to the opportunity to get my dad to retire and have an exit strategy. So many agents don't have an exit strategy. We can make really good money in real estate, but you sell one house, you get paid one time, right? Through revenue share, you can get paid continually by helping grow the company because you're part owner of it. It's a pretty phenomenal business model that really got us really excited. I mean, eXp's the fastest growing real estate company in the world. 5-6 years ago, I think we had like 5,000 agents in the company. There's almost 90,000 agents now. That's pretty phenomenal growth. And we're able to create those incredible commission splits. We're able to provide revenue share because there's such low overhead. eXp Realty is a cloud-based brokerage, which allows us to not have to pay for all these brick and mortars. Now we have access to office spaces. Our office is a shared office space right across the street from Notre Dame. It's really high quality office space there, right? But it's not the same structure as what most traditional brokerages are, which yields higher dollars to the agents. It's a quick rundown of why we made that shift. Ideally falling in line with what's our 5-year plan here? What's going to position us better? what, in all honesty, is going to allow us to position our clients better. They're letting us co-brand with them, right? So if you see our signs around, it's Pendle Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty, which I thought was really cool, and something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So we're super excited about this transition, about this opportunity presented in front of us at eXp. And I'd encourage you, if you're watching this video and you're an agent, take some time to think about your 5-year plan. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Like I said, do you want to have more time freedom? Do you want to have some residual income coming in? My exit strategy was rentals. It takes a while to get rentals built up to the point where you could exit, right? And a lot of headache and a lot of money. With revenue share, with the opportunity to be part owner of the company, it can position you for a strong exit strategy, whether that's 10 years from now, whether that's 20 years from now, whether it's 30, 40 years from now. What a great opportunity. And then that revenue share is a willable asset. So my kids, when they grow up, when they're 18, you better believe they're going to get their real estate license, because I can will my revenue share profits to my kids when I pass away. There was countless stories. My dad and I just went to this event where there was an agent who fell off the roof and was paralyzed. And he had worked on his revenue share. He had brought some agents into eXp, and his finances were covered because he had a structure in place that was yielding his family income. Think about that for a minute. What would happen if something happened to you? What would happen to your family, to your future? I encourage you to reach out if you have further questions on that. There's a lot of different things I didn't even hit on. eXp offers healthcare. eXp offers an incredible discount on stock if you wanted to contribute some of your commissions towards owning more stock in the company. All those sorts of things factor in to why eXp is the fastest growing real estate company in the world right now. Jump on board.